Good morning, world. What up? It's your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience. So let's talk about it. Trump's Middle Eastern extortion plot. And as it pertains to Middle East geopolitics, this plot refers to two interconnected controversies. The first being Donald Trump's multi-trillion-dollar financial demands of Gulf states, of Gulf allies, to fund the ongoing regional war against Iran. He's trying to strong-arm the rest of the Gulf states, to help pay for the war that he started, that nobody asked for, which is unauthorized by Congress. So he's in direct violation of the War Powers Act, as we all know. But yet, as I said, he wants to strong arm the Gulf states into paying for his war. The second is his implementation of a 20% maritime toll on cargo shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which to me is such a hypocritical stance, being the fact that Iran, wants to levy fees against all ships, coming through the strait. But Donald Trump says, no, that's not going to happen, and we're going to continue to attack Iran until they give in to our demands. But you're demanding the same fucking thing. And we have no place. Honestly. It's not our part of the world. It's their part of the world. Let the Gulf states hash that shit out. We should have nothing to do with any of that. Especially, too, being the fact that the United States says we don't need Middle Eastern oil. Right? Isn't that what he said? Not too many weeks ago. He said we don't need the oil. So if we don't need it, why are you trying to extort money against, for it? Why are you trying to steal billions from the Middle Eastern Gulf states in order for them to be able to ship their oil in and out, ship their oil, not just oil, but, many other products that the rest of the world counts on, to keep their economies moving. Now, contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of shit that comes out of the Middle East that the United States needs because we don't produce a lot of shit in America anymore. Over the years, so much stuff has been contracted out, and to other countries and to other, manufacturers that U.S. manufacturing, still, in my opinion, is at an all-time low. You know what I mean? We used to be the manufacturing mecca of the world, but not anymore. But while critics and regional analysts have widely condemned these transactional maneuvers as economic extortion and absolute blackmail, the Trump administration has defended the policies as necessary measures to reimburse U.S. taxpayers and neutralize Iranian leverage over global shipping lanes. To pay back U.S. taxpayers. How about Donald Trump pays back U.S. taxpayers for the billions he's stolen, him and his family have stolen from us? It's not the Middle Eastern states' responsibility to pay us back for something that Donald Trump started himself. Think about that shit. Think about the audacity of Donald Trump saying that the Middle Eastern states should pay back U.S. taxpayers for his war. Think about that. They didn't ask us to come over there and attack Iran. If anybody else is going to pay for it, it should be Israel. because we all know that Donald Trump is acting on behalf of Israel in trying to destroy the Iranian regime, and trying to capture Iranian resources. Israel should be paying back American taxpayers along with Donald Trump and his gang of criminals, his gang of critters uh, who reside in the swamp that Donald Trump claimed to have drained. He did drain the swamp. He drained it, dredged it out a lot deeper, and then filled it right back up with brand new critters. So there you have it. In fact, Donald Trump, that's one of the things that Donald Trump spoke truth on. When he said he was going to drain the swamp, he did it. He did that. He also said that for all of us that voted for Kamala Harris, we were going to have higher grocery prices, higher gas prices. He said that a vote for Kamala Harris would put us in a war with Iran. Guess what? He told the truth. Because I voted for Kamala Harris. As many of you out there voted for Kamala Harris. And look at us now. We are in a war with Iran. Gas prices are higher. Grocery prices are through the roof. 30% higher grocery prices. Because we voted for Kamala. Imagine that. So there's a lot of truth in what Donald Trump stated. Of course, you'd have to be a MAGA cult member to believe that any of that is true. The reason we have all of this turmoil going on in the world is because of Donald Trump. That's the only reason. The only reason. So let that sink in for a little bit. And Donald Trump and MAGA are working extremely hard now to solidify his fascist position, his dictatorial position, and what are we going to do about it? We can't continue to sit back and let it happen. Now, a lot of pundits, a lot of experts are saying that the Democrats are going to win back a lot of seats in the Congress and the Senate. Hopefully that's true because, our country has always done better under Democratic leadership, financially, socially. Contrary to popular belief, or contrary to what MAGA would have you believe, United States now is on the fast track to damnation. We're going straight to hell in a handbasket right now. And it's all because of MAGA and Donald Trump and his cohorts. Now, I was reading an article just a little bit ago about the 20% of black men voted for this shit. 20% of black men in America voted for Donald Trump's racist, fascist, criminal enterprise. That's a goddamn shame. It is. I've heard arguments in regards to him being set up, and falsely accused, and they're just picking on him because he's actually making change in America. Yeah, he is making change in America, and it's not for the good of America. And unfortunately, the majority of Americans are suffering for it. Even MAGA is suffering for it. All Americans are suffering for it. They just don't want to admit the fact that they're suffering for their choice. I don't know if it's their egos. I don't know if maybe they just truly prefer it this way. But whatever the case may be, it's a damn shame that this is what we've come to in America. hopefully more military leaders will start to stand up and voice their opposition to this regime. Hopefully, more will stand by their oath to support and defend the Constitution of these United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, just like Major Watson did just a couple of short weeks ago. And mind you, I'm still, asking all of you out there to contact your senators, contact your congressman, and ask for oversight in the Major Watson case, because if there is no congressional oversight, no Senate oversight, this man is going to get railroaded. He's going to get railroaded, and I'm actually surprised. There may have been, but I haven't seen any reports of Donald Trump commenting on that situation, or even Pete Hegseth. I don't think either one of them has said anything, if at all, publicly in regards to Major Watson. But we need to have oversight, and then when you do contact your senators, ask for written reply. I contacted our state senator here in South Florida, and I was surprised. Her office did call me back. They called me within 2 days of me submitting my request for oversight. And I did request a written response as well, so hopefully that'll be coming as well. But we have to stay on top of this, because more and more military people need to start speaking out in regards to following unlawful orders that have been given to them, and protection of our Constitution, because Trump is dismantling our Constitution day by day. And it seems that Congress has just given up all of their power to the executive branch, which is not how this government was designed to work. Congress is supposed to provide oversight of the executive branch, but they haven't been doing that. They've been co-signing all of Trump's bullshit, and it's scary. It's scary, but you got to understand, this has been a long game that they've been playing. So Senator Lindsey Graham, his sister, has been picked by South Carolina's governor to fill his seat. Now, I personally don't ever recall her being involved in politics ever. So more than likely, this is just a ceremonial appointment, just to finish out Lindsey Graham's term, because he was running for a 5th term in the Senate, which is another thing that needs to be addressed. These term limits. We have to have some term limits on these senators and congressmen. It makes no sense that somebody can be in the Senate 30, 40, 50 years. Lindsey Graham's totally out of touch with society. Anybody that's been in the Senate that long. I mean, he was 71 years old. He has no fucking idea what's going on out here in the real world. Hell, I don't. I'm 60 years old. It's time for us to let the young progressives take over and lead the way. There should be an age limit, I feel personally, just like what's her retirement age? Is it still 65 or is it 67? I'm not sure, but it should be the same for congressmen and senators. There should be an age limit. You hit a certain age, your ass gotta go. Because as we age, we lose touch. We do. Of course, yeah, we have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of experience, but we lose touch with current events and how society is moving at present time. If anything, if you want to hang around as a consultant or in an advisory position, maybe. But step the fuck out of the way and let some of these young progressives, take the lead, because that's who's going to be taking care of our old asses when we can't take care of ourselves anymore. So we need to give them a head start on learning and developing the leadership that they're gonna fall into, and if these old fuckers don't get out the way, guess what? We're gonna have a bunch of old ass motherfuckers fill the gaps. Seriously. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment, below. Tell me how you feel about it. Sunday night, we're going to be doing our regular broadcast, Sunday night, 10 p.m., right here, Crazy Baby TV World, here on YouTube. So please feel free, prepare yourself, and join the conversation. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, subscribe to my website, www.crazybabytvworld.com. Visit the website at least. No subscription is necessary, actually, but visit the website. Check out some of the stories that our bloggers have written, and you might find something you like. We don't just talk about politics and religion and stuff like that. We talk about, many things, social issues, financial independence, and just life in general, so feel free to check us out. The Ken Jackson Experience on Crazy Baby TV World and Coffee with Ken, Anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand here. The multi-trillion-dollar protection demands, okay? Reports and diplomatic leaks from regional analysts, including coverage on BBC Arabic, reveal that the Trump administration has placed unprecedented military and financial pressure on the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC. The protection fees has explicitly demanded that wealthy oil-producing Gulf nations reimburse the United States for shielding them and securing regional waters. But they wouldn't have to be shielded if the United States hadn't started the war against Iran. So think about how that worked. Donald Trump creates the problem, and now he wants to extort the countries in the region to pay for solving the problem or pay for protection from the problem that he started. The audacity, again. The ultimatum is that the administration requested $5 trillion from Gulf states. $5 trillion to continue the U.S.-led war effort against Iran, which nobody asked for, or $2.5 trillion to halt it and guarantee 30 years of future protection. Again, the audacity. That's like me coming to your house and attacking your home, and then trying to extort your neighbors into paying me to protect you or protect them from you, which you were not a threat before. You know what I'm saying? You were never a threat to your neighbors, except for Israel, which Israel needed to be threatened because they're committing mass genocide in the region. Mass genocide. And the United States is supporting them in that effort. But how would you like it if someone attacked you and then extorted your neighbors to protect them from you, in which you were never a threat to them to begin with. Think about that. Let that shit sizzle on your brain for a little while. This is what Donald Trump is trying to do in the Gulf region. He's putting or Saudi Arabia initially pledged $600 billion. Of course, we know Trump is in bed with Saudi Arabia. Excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. Come on, baby. All right, sorry about that. I am back. Got a little visitor with me today. See, my granddaughter popped up. Right, little girl? How are you doing this morning? All right, so let me wrap this up because wasn't expecting her this morning. But in any case, Trump's trying to extort the Gulf states. Illegal, hypocritical, and dangerous. What are we going to do about it, y'all? Because we, the people, still have the power. We need to do something about it. Think about it. Leave your comments below. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience.